countered by that gank. So already a great start for EVOs. We'll see what they can do with it though. Especially with the first turtle coming up. Usually, this is where the fighters just really want to be active.
Okay. It doesn't look like any of the teams are approaching it just yet. We can see some play coming through from Suns here in the bottom side of the map. Looking to regain control over the neutral objective. Both jungles are on the same level at the moment. Annabelle is a level ahead now though. Does it seem like Onyx want to go for a contest?
It's very risky if they do. Now, it's EVO's Glory who hold the turtle around. A penalty zone onto the back. Annabelle going to be shredded down. Sans with the last Insanity stolen away. Now Kyrie jumps in with a Lycan form. Lupi going to blow up. Flickers out the safeties. Kyrie finds the retreat. And now Dreams will also be chased down by an X-Borg. But it's not the X-Borg that is on their team. It is Sans with the IMU. 2 for 1. Sans, the recall cancelled. Dreams gets out.
And look at the asset right here. 3 debut picks for Onyx, coming out with a completely unprecedented strategy, and they're making great work of it. Knowing that they have to try and pull the trigger, make the first move, they destroy Annabelle in that turtle contest. And on the other hand, a debut pick for Brands as well. We'll see. If the game gets long enough, he will have the damage available to really shred down all of these fighters from the side of Onyx. But they need to reach that late game first before they can even attempt it.
See, here's the thing. Many people have speculated that they have utilized Onyx as a guinea pig, quote unquote. So they've been trying new strategies against Onyx with the assumption that, hey, if it works with Onyx, then it should work with every other team because, quote unquote, Onyx has been the strongest team. But it looks like now Onyx have completely turned it around. They're utilizing the White Tigers now as their guinea pigs, trying to figure out whether or not this particular strategy works. And so far, they do have a little bit of a gold lead. If this can stay consistent or not, we'll still have to see. But Dreams right now, he's getting chunked quite low already as we take a look at the in-game equipment.
The feather completed for Brands will spike his output for by quite a bit, but not enough to really be the deciding factor here in the fights, especially because we saw earlier even Annabelle with all his, especially because we saw all his sustain and his tankiness is unable to really survive for longer than a few seconds, let alone Brands. So he'll have to still stay patient for a bit. And Kyrie now with the War Axe means that the chase potential is becoming more and more of a concern for EVOs. They have to try and make sure they slow the game down as much as possible and maintain control, maintain their turrets available so they have safe zones to run back to.
No, for EVO's Glory, it's just difficult for them to even enter the vicinity of the turtle. They cannot enter the top side river. And now it's a free turtle once again for Onyx.
But remember, this is a ticking time bomb for Onyx. Do you not agree? I mean, they have the Novaria. They also have Brands on the Natan. So I would say that Onyx would want to push the gas as fast as they can.
I would assume that they're trying to go for some more dives, some more turrets. This kind of strategy is very strong in the early game, but that's where they need to be active. That's where they have to try and get someone, shut someone down on the opposing team and go for these turrets, man. Because, like you mentioned, Eterna, let's say this goes to 13, 14 minutes. A Novaria and a Natan, how are you supposed to siege turrets when your longest basic attack comes from a Roger, right? So this is where they have to try and be active. And generally, I think the tempo really gets pushed at 7 to 8 minutes. From my opinion, I think that's where Onyx will really start pushing EVOs around, forcing them into engagements.
They have to. They have to at this point. Here in the bottom lane, though.
Who gets the healing? Kyrie's chasing him down. Dreams. Whoa. I'm offended. Over to him. Oh my god, the combos! Albert picks up the kill and the Thunder Belt too.
Well, we'll see, man. That's EVO's losing one member, but in the end, it's still just Dreams, right? It's still not really a difficult situation for EVOs to bounce back from. Their main carries are relatively safe right now, but look at this dive.
Long dive, the reset Brands gets splashed by Sans' damage. And Onyx picks another kill up, another pick on the map.
Slowly but surely, this is Onyx. They're looking to try and inhibit that late game presence that Brands can offer on the Natan. A good pick-off here in the 6th minute of the game. Looks like EVOs want to look for something similar.
Wow, last insanity now with the bloom. Ludwig gets enough HP, but Annabelle goes in with the triples. What the heck? Ludwig just flickers out of it. Perfectly done. Evo's a bit hesitant on that dive. Dreams dashing forward, looking for the I'm offended on Sans, but he is able to get up for now. Flickers out the safety, steals away the entropy. And they reset the turtle.
Bit slow, slowing back down right here. The Evos are doing a great job of trying to go for exchanges instead of meeting Onyx in a full-on fight, but now that might change.
Annabelle, no. Spear of Alpha uses it defensively. Sends the big splash once again to zoom them away, and it's another no! Clocken! All the way from the orange buff, steals it away.
The Novaria, man, you can never let your guard down in these particular cases. Glocken was able to steal it away. Kyrie didn't use his retribution there. Very interesting. But they do get a trade. They do get a turret in the top side to try and find something down. But Natan, Brand's already looking for the next one here in the bottom side of the map.
Ooh.
They know Lutpi's coming. They can't go for it.
Penalty zone, not connecting. Annabelle still has the Spear of Alpha to escape. Good astral echo. Annabelle decides to go with the Sans. That's a combo right there with Dreams getting a 4-man. I'm offended, but the final slash will be dodged away from Brands. Has the entropy, kiting back 1-for-1. The mid lane for the jungle traded.
Uncharacteristically, that's Onyx trying to move to adjust to Evos. And Evos have full control over the mid lane. They might get the turret as well. What a disaster. A bad sequence of events for Onyx. And now, the goal advantage has been equalized, and Evos are actually equalizing in the map control as well. Without the vision, without areas where Evos can be punished, Onyx will struggle to really find winning fights the longer this goes.
Yeah, it's looking risky at best here for Onyx. If it keeps coming down like this, Brand's going to be able to get another turret in the top side unpunished.
Looking at the player's gold by Ube's gold, Brands is still all the way on top, and Albert is matching him, but of course it's a fighter up against a marksman. So Onyx, you have to really wonder what's the idea right here. They've tried to rotate around, but they're losing in mobility due to how Evos are just cutting their angles, knowing that they do have information, they do have astrospheres and astro echoes to try and scout for dangers, so that allows them to move around the map a lot more confidently compared to Onyx.
The thing is Brands ready for a team fight at this point of the game? 9 minutes, right? We're 9 minutes. When we talk about Natan, it's always quote-unquote late game hero, needs items to scale. Is he there yet?
I think right now, with one more item, I think he would be a real threat. But now, even if they go for a fight, as long as Brands doesn't get picked off first, if he can stay in the back and free hit, I think they have a good chance of really coming out on top here.
There you go. That's the Holy Crystal that he needs. That's the power spike that Arashi was saying. Albert gets pulled back. A 3-man penalty zone. That's 4-man. Brands entropy back, but Ludpi gets shredded down before. Kyrie, he goes back to the Lycanform, but gets pulled back by the X-Borg. Annabelle slices him down. Keyboy flickers defensively. Clocken is chasing them down. Throws out a shot, and Evo's glory. We've taken the Lord, first Lord in the game, to the White Tigers.
Beautiful, beautiful timing there. Beautiful collapse as well. Brand's gonna be able to steal the blue, the purple away as well as the Dreams goes in.
Whoa! Now we'll resound the Vengeance. Spear of Alpha not connecting. Brand's entropy. Looking to go for that turret, but the final slash from Albert will send him back to the entropy that he placed back. We finally have a few moments here to talk about the game, how it's going. It's not going too well for Onyx, is it?
It's a 3K gold lead for Evos right now.
And it's on a scaling Natan.
Yep.
And a scaling Novaria, keep in mind.
Yep.
I think this is the problem right here. It was a big, quite the massive penalty zone, but unless they can find it in the right moment to really shut Brands down, I feel like that's the win condition. That is the main weakness of this composition. The lack of a quote-unquote proper marksman in exchange for a fighter. So even if Onyx sends one member, sends the Arlet, let's say, to try and dive the Natan, if he can trade 1-for-1, then Onyx still comes out on top. Bottom line, Brands needs to be taken out, period. If he stays alive, regardless of how low he is AHP-wise, then Evos will slowly but surely win out the fight. So that is where Onyx now will have to try and figure it out. How do they want to approach these fights? Front to back doesn't really work. Can we go for flanks? Can we go for weird maneuvers? Because that's what they have to try and force onto Evos.
And the great thing is, Brands is on the Purify, so it's not as straightforward if they do want to go for a pick. I mean, technically, Onyx has the Arlet and the Terizla, so they kind of can use the timing on the Purify if they do want to go for that engage. But there was a fun fact earlier on, right? For Annabelle, he's the only person to utilize the Alpha in the jungle, and he's still holding a 100% win rate in the 2 games that he has played it. Is it going to crack today? Is he gonna keep on going?
The 3,000 gold lead says otherwise.
Right?
But you'll never know.
We never
It's
know.
a lot of dawn.
6,000 gold behind against BTR game 2. They came back from that. You can never really say you've won until you've destroyed that base when you're up against Onyx.
Well, regardless, for now, I think for Onyx, they have to really look at Sans for an answer. Every single time they've been able to get a decisive victory in a fight, it's because Sans on the Valentina has been able to get on top of their main target. Whether it's Annabelle, whether it's Brands on the Natan, if Sans can get on top of him and do the damage, that's the win condition, I feel like. And I think that's why Evos are putting a lot of emphasis in locating Sans and making sure that they don't let him get close.
Don't let him get close, man.
Can't let him get close.
Nowhere near.
What is this accent?
I don't know. What is with me in accents today?
Well, we have to take a look at like the items, right? I mean, for the people back at home, you can't see it, but luckily us on the desk here, we can still see the items. So the Roger, an interesting build. Usually in the jungle, in the gold lane, you would go for the Windtalker into the endless battle. Kyrie has actually went for Windtalker to the War Axe first, and then now on the way to the endless battle.
I think he wants the extra chase potential, like we were mentioning. And against this composition, the Endless Battle is great burst damage, great sustain as well as a great source of mana if it's required. But technically against this composition, he's going to be trying to really chase down the backline members, because of course Brands on the Natan will be trying to kite away with the entropy, and so will Clocken on the Novaria. So movement speed is definitely something very valuable in this game for Kyrie. So I think that itemization is pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, aside from that, I'm looking at the Alpha, at Annabelle, War Axe and a Hunter Strike on top of the Brute Force Breastplate. So you see his HP bar, you think he's going full tank. Turns out he's doing so much damage with that War Axe, with the Hunter Strike. And he has chase potential too, Arashi. The Brute Force helping him.
And he does have a great deal of sustain, a great deal of true damage, mind you. Alpha, his passive does true damage that scales with his attack damage. So if he builds aggressively like this, that means that Lutpi and Albert, they are not as tanky as they would expect with the true damage. Having a bit of a Q&A session here with the audience, it seems like, our Indonesian counterparts.
We got Ranger, Amas, Momo-chan, and KB on the Indo desk here interacting with the fans. M1, ting. That's something that right now is still a flex. That's a flex. That's an Evo's only flex. Because they're the only team that has the world title in Indo.
That's true.
Like, I mean, in the world, except for PH, right? Like, PH has 4. All right, we get it, guys. Okay, you guys have 4. But Evos have 1.
And nobody can get the M1 again.
It's the first one. I'm just saying, that first one is extra special, man.
Exactly, right? You never forget your first, right, Arashi?
Yes.
We're talking about trophies.
Yes.
Trophies.
Trophies.
That's absolutely what
Alright.
they're talking about.
And it's so strange, but we may have to talk about this.
What?
At first, maybe it's just a bit of copium, right? A bit of the Evo's fam copium. For the most part, when they didn't make it to playoffs, everybody would still just be saying, it doesn't matter if we don't make it to playoffs. This is the only team that can actually win international titles, world championship titles for Indo. ISF, they did it. WCG, they did it.
Wait a minute, you're right.
The M1 World Championship, obviously. We got the roars, though! No, this is an Onyx fan. It's an imposter!
What? Mind games in the audience right now.
But is it a coincidence, then? Or
Is
is it just an Evo slip?
was SPS Southeast Asia, or was it a world championship?
I think it's a world, technically, right?
Technically, but there's no NA. There's no Brazil.
Was there? Was there?
I don't know.
It's been a while, to be fair.
Okay, so still a flex for Evos.
It's still a flex.
Okay.
It's valid. I think it's still
Eagles
valid.
fans
VF,
are going
valid
to
flex.
love you
Valid
all
flex.
around. I hope they're watching the English broadcast.
Whoa.
As we get into the land of dawn.
Boom.
Take us in.
Oh my god.
Here we are. 11 minutes have passed. The Lori's already marching in the bottom side. Still a 4K gold lead held in by Evos as they're looking for the siege from the mid lane. Already gets that turret. We'll see what else they can get. Can they get an inhibitor this time?
Let's see if they can. It's going to be tough still. Onyx have a lot of frontliners. James, oh, Seal. Looking for a play with the Astral Echo, enhancing the hitboxes. A good shot down, but will still be cleared out. They dealt a lot of damage though to these base turrets, half in the bottom lane and a little bit in the mid lane.
I mean, for now, the poke damage from Clawgoon, it's definitely relevant, but he only has the Necklace of Durance and a Lightning Truncheon. It's a great option, especially against these fighters who do want to regenerate most of their HP. And look at the positioning, man. The backline is just so far back. They are not taking any chances at all.
How do they maneuver around this?
Ooh.
That damage is starting to hurt now for Onyx. And like you mentioned earlier on, Divine Glaive already secured in by Brand. So on top of the Holy Crystal, already with the Divine Glaive, there's got to be a way for Onyx to take him down.
I guess they need to out-sustain them. They have Brave Smites, they have a Florin, but it's going to be tough, real tough, because even if Onyx build the match defense, right, it's still not going to be enough to hold down the Natan. And on top of that, it's not just the Natan, right? There's that physical damage from this Alpha. And it's going to do a lot. It's actually kind of, I mean, Alpha does true damage.
Exactly. So it's a great mix of damage actually coming in from Evos. I don't think they can out-sustain. I feel like we're going to see something crazy like a 4-man flicker or something from Onyx. I think that's the only real way they can really get something decisive.
But if they want to go for that, they need proper setup, right? But the Novaria usually is able to deny that, either with vision or with just really good poke. Because let's say 5v5 team fight during the Lord exchange. Novaria opens up the map, figures out where Onyx setups are, and then they get out-traded in terms of poke like this. And then Onyx can't go in for that all-in because they're already too low to commit to a team fight.
And it's almost unfortunate for Onyx that they have the Florin in the hands of Keyboy, because what they need right now is a Keyboy-esque play to try and get the backline. Lupido getting shredded.
Yeah, Keyboy too. Now two-man, I'm offended in the back. Sounds goes for the flight. Brand's gonna be locked down, and there you go! They found Brands in the midst of a team fight. Kyrie looking to shred them down. Annabelle gonna be chased out as Kyrie goes back to the gun form. Now guns them down under the turret. Now the light can bounce. It's Kyrie with the triple kill.
Is he back? Is it safe to say that he's back? He doesn't get Fluffy, doesn't get that Maniac in, but he does get the job done. 4 members taken out from the side of Evo's Glory on the back foot of that play, that decisive shotgun play. And here it is, Onyx going to be able to get that Lord away, taking it away from Evo's Glory.
It was going so well for Evos, man. But you lose Brand, you lose the fight. That's the rule they're playing with right now. And Sans just strolled in from the side, out of nowhere.
Man, yeah.
I thought he was going to go for something crazy, a big flicker. He just walks in from the side, and the rest of the team were able to take the attention away from Evo so well. With the Lord coming in right now, this is the win condition for Onyx. When Brands walks up to clear the Lord, you're going to jump on him, and that's usually how it plays out. That's how you want to usually end the game with this composition.
Oh, Albert nearly gets a pick there. But there it was, the fun fact in coming through by GoPay.
First Arlet gold lane that we've seen in MPL Indonesia Scene 3rd. I think in all the MPL IDs.
Yep, the last time it was seen was by Chiku Guys from Todak in MSC 2023. But that's Lord taken off the board here. You can see that Evo's Glory were able to defend it. They have to lose a mid turret though. And Onyx, they're slowly creeping back. They're slowly building their gold lead again. 1K. The question is, can they replicate that success in the opposite side, right? Because when it comes down to defense, Evo's Glory, they have Natan. It's going to be so much more difficult for them to pick off Brands if they go for a team fight.
See, back when this meta was really in full swing, the issue with this composition is actually ending the game. Now against a Natang and a Novaria,
And the next board.
it's even harder, even more difficult. That's why I thought Onyx was going to try and push the tempo, trying to go for it a bit more, but now Fluffy gets stunned up.
The final slash used up. And Sans again with the creativity, creating a bit more space for the team, isolating this back line. The creativity of this man in the mid lane, Sans, man, has really been able to enable this Roger to execute.
It's just so good. Onyx knows that the front to back, again, there's no way they'll win a front to back. So they keep going for these setups where the main front line, the main body of the group is in front, but there's always someone in the wings. And it's either, I think it's either Lutpi or Sans. Someone that can go for a huge amount of burst damage, or someone that can just go for a huge card control to start off the team fight. But if you look at the items, Brand is sitting on a full item build with a Winter this time. So the pickoff won't be as easy to execute for Onyx.
Sans is so, I don't want to say the chefin word, but I'll say courageous with his build, right? I mean, he's going full damage, but he's that brave to go into the front line, make the play happen when he could just easily get picked off.
And it's going to be Albert who will be picked off. A lot of resources used up though. That's 4 ultimates for Evo's Glory. Good timing by Evos though. Still 40 seconds on the death timers for Albert. Lord up in 3.
With a man disadvantage, Evos will try and go for it. Now Bronze is still exposed on the bottom side though. I feel like Onyx might see that and try and attempt something, but the control over the Lord Pit. This is what Evos have always been kind of well known for. Onyx, they're keeping Sans on the side, almost behind them. But oh, Bronze goes for it though.
An attempt, an assassination attempt from Brands and Clockun. The final shot will not connect, but Brands has used the entropy. Might be an opening. Penalty zone onto the back. Brands using the Purify. Sans! Again! Finds the angle! And it's going to be the retreat from Annabelle to still keep Evos in this game. Kyrie jumping in the front onto Dreams, who loses the immortality. Going to scratch onto Fluffy again with a Lycan Pounce. Now gets Slash Insanity to the ground. Fluffy still trying to kite back. Sans again with a splash of damage, dealing with the immortality of Fluffy.
What is he on, actually? Like, that was...
That's Sans.
What in the world was that? Sans making it happen. Okay, granted that Onyx weren't able to secure it, but there it goes again.
The Battle of Astral Echoes. Clockun spotted. Sans as well, but Sans is back to full HP.
It's a group effort from Onyx, man. The fact that they were able to burn the Purify and allow Sans to find a window of opportunity is getting low though.
A bit too risky, the winner truncheon. Can they save him? The bloom comes in. Sans will get blown up by Fluffy. A bit too much that he went for there, and Evo's Glory look to capitalize. A charge down in the bottom lane. One more swing of that trident to take the base turret down, and Evo's Glory will be looking for more.
They'll be taking a fight without Sans. This is 28 seconds here with minion waves that Evos can try to go for an end. Will they try and risk it? Will they go for it, or will they go for the more calculated play?
Final slash, Dreams brought back to the team. I'm offended, dodged away from his Albert. Is still in the front, tanking a whole lot. The healing grants some safety. There's a photo proc earlier. Not a wave in the mid lane. Still there, cleared out by Kyrie. Looking to play it slow as they can. Evo's Glory have gotten 3 base turrets. They'll be happy with that.
Wow. Is what? Keyboy Holy Crystal?
He's trying to go for even more healing. His spells do scale with magical power, so that is a valid build. But what a game we're having right here, man. Onyx hanging on, despite the fact that it's a 20-minute game. They've passed that early mid-game fighter power spike so long ago, and yet through execution, they're able to stay relevant in this game. But without base towers available, you have to wonder if it's only a matter of time.
That's the thing, right? Because that's what we were talking about. We were talking about the composition that Evos have brought and the risky nature of what Onyx has brought. And the fact that we're already in the 20th minute of the game is a big deal right now. But if we take a look at the damage dealt, Sans #1, despite the damage coming through from Brands as well, he's number 5 on the charts. Can you imagine?
Number 5 on the charts. You would expect him to be somewhere else right there. But hey, again, at this point, he's already farmed up and he's still going to be the main guy. In a way, it's almost good that they went with Brands here because there's a lot of responsibility on his shoulders here. Again, if he gets taken out, that's Onyx basically winning a fight. So I think Evos can play this slow, but they still have to worry about Onyx doing those sneaky maneuvers, man. They can't keep falling for them.
I think they're sniffing it out, right? Because you saw Plocken throw a meteor into the bush. They're afraid of Sans. He's usually the one to be able to find that opening, to find that groundbreaking play. And they're sniffing for him right now. He does show on the map. And so, do Evos want to just punch the gas here?
Yeah, they do. They have the mini waves. They might have to come down to this. Onyx needs a tip for the fight. 3-man. Brands with the entropy backwards. Now it's retreat battle. Who's going to get it? It's going to be Kai! Walks back. Lippy loses the immortality. That's not the life of Bendit. He steals it away. Now entropy to be used up. But Brands buys the immortality as well. No entropy to be used up. Onyx in the midst of it all. Brands taken down. And Onyx look to collapse into the enemy side of the map. Albert all alone, shot down, but they have won the gamble. Suns with another splash. Fluffy has the immortality. Onyx decide to disengage. How have they done it?
It's a 2-0 trade in for Onyx, but unfortunately they couldn't push the gas further and have to wait for this Lord push because of the minion waves that were pushing into their base. They're buying some time for themselves, but this is Onyx on the offense this time around. Can they do it?
20 seconds without Brands. Without Brands, you don't win the fights. Onyx noticed, and they are just scrambling to try and get something. Without base turrets, there's just so much more that Onyx can do. 8-second window right here. If they can get pickoff even, that can be even better for Onyx.
There's a charge down up top. Evos Glory still have that wave clear potential with the Navaria, and Brands now spawning back in, but Fluffy gets pushed back into enemy lines with the final slash, loses the Faraga armor, but is able to defend. Sans in the midst of it all, jumps in onto Dreams. He gets out, and my goodness! What a game!
He gets out! I'm still so gobsmacked with how Sans is able to perform this way on the Valentina. He has absolutely no defense items, right? Other than the Immortal? It's all damage, right?
He bought the immortality while he was in last Insanity. That's insanity.
That's insanity. Okay, sorry.
Oh my god. Gila Sans.
Bottom line, Gila Sans. But I think Evos at this point, they're just, racking their brains. How do we deal with this? Whenever Onyx, what they're doing right now, because they can't go for a flank or a pickoff, they're just swarming over Brands, and with Brands not having any, gap closing tools to really escape from the situation, Onyx just stand on top of Brands and say, we can take some damage. If Brands isn't there, the mid lane isn't really doing quote-unquote DPS, right? He's clocking on a Novaria, is doing burst damage on quite the significant cooldown. So they only have to be worried about Fluffy and Annabelle's damage, and with the front lines they have, they can absolutely do that. They're brute forcing the take onto Brands.
Which is why they went in for the Florin, right? To give them a little bit more sustainability when they want to go for these commits. I mean, let's say Keyboy was on a earth-shattering hero. Do you think they can find the same success in the team fights?
I think if Keyboy was on a playmaking hero, an engager, they would approach the fights differently for sure. Looking at hang on a minute, the in-game equipment and the gold difference as well though. Wow, for Onyx, it's pretty, you can see a pretty, what do you call it, like deliberate allocation of gold here. They know who they want the gold, whose pockets they want the golds to flow to. Now with the Lord available though, Evos once again trying to go for this Lord, and if they get it, they can very possibly end.
Evos definitely have an advantage though, right? Because of that bottom lane. The far lane, with no inhibitor turret on Onyx, it is going to push in favor of Evos, and we can already see it. It looks like Albert is trying to manipulate that wave. And it looks like they've opted to go for a reset. Annabelle's still in the vicinity though, and the clock is ticking. It's the calm before the storm now from Onyx.
They're looking to play it slow, but honestly, we have to give props to Lutpi as well, this rookie. That initiation, right after the call, he got a 3-man penalty zone. And he got Brands there. That was the reason Onic were able to collapse on him.
I think he's been doing really well right here. Knowing his role in this game as well, he's not merely just standing around doing what seems to be the case. He seems to be planning out his positioning and his movement. That is what you need to do against a composition like this. But now Sans just struggling to clear fast enough. Fight breaks out though.
Chunk, that Faraga armor, Keyboy. Out of range, Sans is still dealing with the minion waves here. Onic, what did this? Evil's Glory reset the Lord. And now it's an all-out battle, and I'm offended by Dreams to catch Kyrie. Lutpi with the penalty zone, not able to connect. Now Flicker defensively, back Fluffy though, chasing down with the last Insanity. As Sans goes in, and the final touch connects again, and it's going to be Brands, who's locked down there in the midst of it all. He does buy the immortality in time, but that's about it. Sans takes him out of the land of Dawn. Now his Dreams was running for his life. Annabelle going to be stunned down. Albert looking for the reset on the Vengeance. Kyrie back to the Lycan form. Sans recalling to clear out the wave in the bottom lane as Fluffy pops in the last Insanity. One last play from Evo's Glory. It's a flicker backwards, and that means Onic have a man's advantage to go for the Lord.
Here it is, the Dreams already opening up the map. Do they want to go for a contest? They've relied on the retribution from Annabelle before. Will they do it again? It looks like he's still clearing that top lane. No, they're not going to go for it. They actually still might. Dreams.
3-man, I'm offended. Onto the Lord knockup, but now it's going to be Sans with the last Insanity to the back once again. Onto Dreams, pulls him up. Annabelle, very, very low. And Annabelle will be slain by Sans. Fluffy is next on the chopping block, and it's Keyboy who gets it. Lord won't be an option right now. Onic, do they want to go for the end? No, they just want to deal with the waves first.
I mean, Brands 10 seconds in. Should they not go in for the Lord? Can they not do it? Can't they send one member instead?
They'll do it now. No jungle.
I think it's a great choice for them to manage the waves first in order to eliminate the possibility of Evos going for a sneaky play. They know that even though Brands is available, there is no way they're going to be fighting without Annabelle, without Fluffy, the main frontline tools for Evos to be able to even check the bushes. It's going to be a free Lord taken by Onic.
Only one shot at stealing this. It's Klokun. Shoots the Astral Spear, and it is too early. Onic will claim the Lord. Evolve 28th minute.
And there you go, ladies and gentlemen. This is a number 2 and number 9 team going against one another. If you think that it should and would have been one-sided, we are entering the 29th minute in this particular game. No clear winner just yet. But what we do know is now Onic is holding on to that gold lead. But at this point, does it really matter? The Lord is already marching in the top lane. And it looks like this might be the final push from Onic if Evos cannot defend. But again, they have the high ground. They have so much clear potential. They have Brands. They have Klokun again. If Sans, if Lutpi can't find an opening, we might look at a reset.
Look at the wave manipulation for Onic though. They know that Evos has the clear. They're trying to make sure that everything crashes at once. If they can just allow the Lord to just hit the base, the crystal of Evos, and just deny Brands by deterring him with all the damage they have at their disposal, that could be a way for them to secure the victory. Brands makes his move with the entropy though.
They're looking to siege down in the mid lane right now with the bottom wave also crashing down to the turret, but they are not able to touch it. Evo's Glory defend like it's nothing. No siege potential for this comp. They've built enough waves, but it was still not enough. Up against this wave clear, they have a second chance though. At a siege with another minion wave in the mid lane spawning in. Kyrie looking for it. Lutpi with the penalty zone. And Zong on them away. Son, he plays the immortality! Just in time flickers out as well! And that has bought enough space for Onic to take the base turret in the mid lane. Lutpi, very low. Has to respect the damage. Wow!
I thought the siege was over. But Sans, how does this man do it? He has gone for the flanks, the assassinations, and now he distracted Brands long enough that Onic has claimed yet another base turret. Unfortunately for them, the base turret on the far side of the map is still standing, but man, both teams right now just squeezing every single competitive edge they have in this game.
It's jungler mechanics in the mid lane. Those last-minute item swaps, those last-minute item purchases have been impeccable and immense to the success that Onyx have been able to get so far. A 12K, 13K gold lead still.
13K. Wow.
What is this game?
The 13K that honestly doesn't even like play a crazy factor anymore, right?
No.
Not anymore, no.
31 minutes. Is this the longest game?
We'll have to recheck on that. Maybe production can help us with a lower third. Dreams though.
Oh,
There's an attempt right now. Onyx have dealt with the wave up top. It is slow pushing towards Evo's Glory. And now they're going for clear in the mid lane. Bottom lane though, still clearing, slow pushing back to Onyx.
and how good is that healing coming in from Keyboy on the Florin though? All these fighters, it takes so much for Evos to really chunk anyone down, and afterwards, it's very easily healed up by the Florin. That is definitely something that's so frustrating, especially for Clockhoon, who knows that every single bit of poke damage he can output right now is just so important for his team.
This could go 50-50. Ladies and gentlemen, the Lord Dance, this could sway either way. Annabelle and Kyrie are both already in position. It depends on how this goes. You're right, the minion waves are pushing in the bottom lane. Sans has to deal with it. Sans is going to be shown in the map, and that's when usually Evo's Glory go for the push. But they don't.
No, they don't. Evos have been very hesitant to go for the 50-50. To go for even a 5v4 team fight with Sans spotted down below.
Oof, man, I feel like they're just confused on, even if they want to try and go for a fight when Sans isn't in the area, I don't think they are that confident in deciding what ultimate, what skill to use to really get the catch, get the fight started. Because Onyx have ways to disengage from a big fight technically. Flickers are still up, and they have a very limited amount of crowd control.
Back to a stalemate.
This is so dangerous though for Evos. They need to make a decision, do they not?
For both teams, they kind of have to make a decision here. Technically for Evos, they have control of the forced error. They have a wave slow pushing into far lane constantly, so they can play the slow game. They can wait, they can be patient. Onyx though, they need to be the ones to look for something. Dreams is looking for, and I'm offended. Wow, win truncheon by Sans still going forward. Dreams gets baited in. Last Insanity used up. Dreams still gonna blow up there, buys the immortality in time, has it, walks away. Lutpi very low, loses the immortality. Brand still has the entropy, looking for the last few hits on the Lutpi, but he does buy the winner truncheon in time. Kyrie blocks the Astro Spear from hitting Lutpi. And we are back to where we started.
Oh, wow.
Immortalities have been spent though, and again, the wave is just so annoying for Onyx in the bottom side. Evo started that fight with Brents already expending the entropy, and yet they're still able to put up a great fight. Now back to the slow waiting game. Both teams know that one single mistake will decide what has been 34 minutes.
The base.
Two waves crashing down.
The base.
Sun still dealing with the Dreams. Gets chunked, dashes forward. Two-man rather. Final slash. Albert's tanky. Goes in again now. Lutpi looking for an initiation. Evo's Glory have been chunked. Dreams with the Brave Smite proc, getting a bit more HP. Sans needs to recall again. That wave in the bottom lane is still coming down, and the base is down to half. Sans cancelled. Clockhoon able to cancel it away, but Evo's Glory do not have their hands on the Lord. The Lord is still at full HP. Roger set back. This has to be the green light for Evo's Glory to hold on to the Lord, but they still are resetting it. Wants Fluffy to get more of that Firaga armor before they actually go for it.
I mean, he already has it now. This is a little bit more. But this must be so exhausting for Onyx, because they are the ones who have to constantly keep pushing in the bottom lane, constantly look for the perfect timing, constantly think about who should be the one that they send down there. Because one small mistake, one minor error can be capitalized by the White Tigers at this point. You can already see some movement coming through from Evos. Brands is already in a very different position. Are they looking to try and catch Sans off guard?
Perhaps they are. They don't know where Sans is though. Fluffy. That's a vengeance. That's a final splash onto Fluffy. A full commit onto Fluffy. He has the immortality though. Sans dodges away from the MFN. Now pops into the last Insanity. As Brands is able to free hit for now. Dodges away from the penalty zone. It's Brands again who's free hitting in the back. Sans does damage, but it's not going to be enough. It's a winner touched by Sans, and now he shall fall! Evo's Glory clawing their way back into the game as Kyrie deals with Dreams, but it's only the Immortality. Brands has been left untouched. Fluffy buys the winner touched, but Dreams falls. Now it's an entropy once again by Brands. 2 for 1 for Evo's Glory this time.
Yes, it's gonna be Sans and Lutpi taken in for Dreams, but at this point, Evos have the man advantage. They're gonna start to clear, and do you think that they're gonna go for the neutral objective next? You can see Albert opening up the map, opening up vision. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a 36-minute game here at MPL ID. And again, this is not an outcome that we would have expected between these two teams. I mean, there's a distinct disparity. Just shows how competitive MPL ID is, and no matter where you are in the standings. And here we go again, onto the Lord.
Zalbert, two-man final splash. Annabelle brought around Brands! Finds a pickup that might have just won them the game! Now it's Annabelle with the Spear of Alpha. Onto Albert he goes. Keyboy is down. The Sky Kings fall one by one through the skies, clawed down by the Tigers. Game 1 to Evo's Glory.
Wow. What is most likely the longest game in the season so far. The 9th place team has toppled over number 2. Welcome to season 13.
Welcome to season 13. I mean, even from the drafts, it was a joy to watch, to witness, to predict, and then we get that much action in the game. 37 minutes should be the official number there. That was an intense game, but Evos do and will be able to take that first game. I'm still like at a loss for words.
It's such a throwback. We haven't seen a game like this in a long, long time. The fighters up against the late game marksman. That used to be what the game was all about. A bit of a nostalgia trip just for a while. But Evos starts the matchup strong right here, showing again that the veteran will make a big difference.
But this also shows that the two-fighter meta that has found success, if I'm not mistaken, in the Philippines, Miracle, correct me if I'm wrong,
Yeah, the Natan
has not found success here.
Not yet. Not yet. Not to Evo's Glory. They deny that away from Onyx. And it only took one moment for Brands to free hit to stay alive for them to end the game, because Brands was picked off always. It was just Onyx were looking for Brands. If they get Brands, they win the fight.
Yep.
One fight that Brands did not die, they won.
And I mean, Evos did a great job kind of, baiting out a lot of the spells. I mean, in the end there, Lutpi went for Brands, Sans went for Brands, and yet he was able to just dodge away from all of it, and the team's follow-up was great. I mean, I think both these teams were performing really, really well. The fact that Onyx was able to bring that composition with only a Roger as their main wave clear all the way to 36, 37 minutes, that's also a feat in its own right.
I agree, I agree.
Against a Novaria Natan.
I agree.
Man.
Like, it shouldn't have gone that long, but it did. So that it reflects Evos' adaptability and skill, and it also shows Onyx adaptability and skill. More so for Onyx because of the composition, but whew, that was fun. I enjoyed that. Did you like it?
Of course. I mean, like, 37 minutes, I think that is the longest game. We can confirm it in MPL Indo Season 13 so far. Shout out to Renmar, because he told me.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he's watching, so shout out to Renmar who's watching back at home. Let's give the MVP over, man.
Let's
be
do
Rands.
It. Rands, 458 KDA on the Natan. Had an entire VT about him, actually, before we entered this matchup.
Foreshadowing.
It's the foreshadowing. Exactly.
And he went with the tenacity as well. He knows he has a target on his back. And he played this whole game knowing that. Playing passively, trying to lead his teammates to try and stall the game as long as possible. And in the end, like we mentioned, I think a newer player, a player with less experience, will crumble under this kind of pressure, man. Expectations from the fans. The game going as long as it does. The fact that when you get taken out, your team loses. all that, and he just delivers like it's another Tuesday.
Yeah. I'm still thinking about that game, man.
Yeah.
Because in the early game, it didn't look too great. Onyx had a particular advantage, but instantly with the momentum shift coming through, I remember that Holy Crystal that was bought before the team fight. That's when things started to get a little bit shaky for Onyx.
For the most part, you can see that Brands isn't really under a lot of threat. If he's allowed to hit, it never works out. But from 13 minutes onwards, Onyx always had something in store for Brands, whether it's a flank, whether it's a surprise flicker play. And that's the difficulty of a composition that is quote-unquote one-dimensional, right? The fact that without Brands, they just can't really edge out a fight, even with Clawkun outputting damage. So that way, in that sense, Onyx also had a quote-unquote pretty straightforward game. But the changes in the items, the changes not just from Winter to Immortal usually, by the way, we saw changes in Malefic Roars and all that. You know, different heroes just trying to balance out. I need more damage, but also more survivability. This is the last fight though, and unfortunately, losing 2 members on an 80-second death timer, that was just what sealed the deal for Onyx.
In the late game burst for Brands, we get to see it in full display here, and yeah, I mean, throughout the game, he was picked off. Onyx were just looking to tunnel vision on Brands at every single opportunity that they were given. But in the end, it really just had to come down to how Brands and the team technically play around him, right? Because this is the key to ultimately ending the game. If they wanted to win that team fight, they had to bank on Brands. They had to protect Mr. President.
That was basically
He was Mr. President that game. Everybody was a bodyguard. They had to protect him.
I mean, you saw it. Everyone was just diving towards him. Like, get down! Mr. Brands!
Mr. Brands, get down!
Get out of here! Get to the chopper!
Oh my god. Oh, that was a game though. That was
do we even talk about the goal difference?
100
about the itemization?
both at 100K. By the way, we have further confirmation. Thank you to production here. The longest game in MPL Indonesia. Season 12, BTR versus Rebellion.
For all time.
All time.
All time was season 12. It was 43 minutes and 37 seconds. But this season,
I think this is definitely
yeah,
it.
37 minutes and 1 second.
Oh man.
Shame on them. We should have gotten another 20 minutes.
You know, why would you go for 37 if you're not going to go and break the record?
Yeah.
Right? Go all the way.
I don't know. I'd be worried about Mirko's voice.
Now we good.
Okay. If he's okay, then it's okay. Anyway, we have to... Oh man, what do we even talk about here?
What, do you not want to talk about the 385,684 damage taken?
The 1
by
million,
Fluffy?
the 1 million damage taken by Onyx as a team. Have we seen 1 million?
Oh,
It's been a while.
We broke through 1 million.
We broke through 1 million damage taken.
Oh,
There were
boy.
2 base turrets left in this game.
Unreal.
Was it 2 in the end? Yeah, it was 1. It was 1. There was only 1 base turret left in this game.
Evos' bottom lane turret, I think, was the only thing left standing. Everything else was just destroyed by the chaos, by the war. Oh man.
That was
You gotta
insane.
take a breath.
It was. But of course, for both of the teams, the stakes are a little bit different. People would argue that Onyx is number 2, so they do have a little bit more points to play with as compared to, you know, Evos who direly need these wins. But I also direly need some investment points, man. I don't know what to do with, like, I know it's a small amount of money compared to you, but even so, like, I don't know what to do with my money.
You mean compared to that game?
Yeah, okay.
You mean compared to Ulf? Well, if you guys want to be as rich
As Miracle.
as Eterna, Ulf as well, you guys can go and invest in UBS Gold, ex-MPL Indonesia Season 13. Stay tuned, May 2024 on at ubs.gold and on at ubs.lifestyle. Also available at ubslifestyle.com and ubs. Lifestyle e-commerce. Go and check it out because there's going to be a lot of different things. Not just investments. I mean, technically it's also an investment, but you can invest in style too, right? You can get the necklace, you can get the bracelets. Arashi, I believe, got one.
Necklace and bracelet.
Or did you get one, Eternal?
I got the box.
You got the box.
Yeah, but the box was for just gold. So no accessories, but I wish I did.
Box of gold?
That's drip.
I want a box of gold. But I also want to not lag in my games. I was playing yesterday.
That's more important.
I haven't reached Mythic because I keep lagging. My MS is like
Nice
a million.
excuse. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Nice excuse. That's why you haven't hit Mythic?
Yeah. It's a lag, bro.
Well, Arashi has
Lag.
hit Mythic. Arashi, how did you do it?
By applying the Games Max booster, man.
You hear that? No more excuses after that. Eternal.
Games Max Booster.
The lag is that's so like 2020, bro. Lag? Really? Prices start from 25k IDR and you can get up to 36 gigabytes of data. Right? 36 gigabytes. How many
36.
Mobile Legends games can you play with 36 gigabytes, man? Way more to get to Mythic. So hurry up and buy the package and activate the booster in the Dunia Games app. And again, don't get stuck in 2020, bro. This is the future. It's a different time.
Don't get stuck in Legend as well. You don't want that.
Are you stuck in Legend? Is
Yes.
that- You know what? Here. I know it's not actually your internet. I know it's not the MS.
It's because you don't listen.
I know you just don't listen. Maybe the bangs are in the way, but now you can put Oraimo the earbuds inside of your ears so the bangs don't get in the way of the speakers so that you can hear what's going on in
That's
the game.
how you do it.
This time it comes with an exclusive Edith edition too. You want it, Eterna?
I want it.
You want to unlock or unleash unstoppable sound? Use the promo code ORAIMOMPL before checkout.
That was Roger unleashing.
But Roger died that game.
We don't talk about that. Don't forget to use the code, okay? Oraimo MPL. Super simple. Super nice. But for some reason, another word pops in my head. Not super, but awesome.
Yeah, awesome. If you want to catch...
See, Sheffin's there.
Wait, what?
Hi,
What?
Sheffin.
Where?
There.
I
Oh,
see
you missed him. You missed him. You missed
I
him.
saw him earlier. Well, W Man's there. Let's go back to this though. Gold laner, dibongkar pasang. Ooh, what does that mean?
Continual changes.
Among
gold laners. On cue. That is advanced stuff right there.
MPLID, baby.
Yeah, objective turret of the Tigers continue to fail in the resistance. Well, you have to see, man. I mean, they have been changing it up. And it's because they haven't really been finding success. I mean, looking at... They have #1 lowest average turrets secured. They have 4.44 on average turrets secured per game. That's a difficult stat to try and face. But hey, they've shown a great start in this match right here. So maybe some teams are going to be looking over, going like, hey, having 3 gold laners, that seems kind of nice.
I mean, you know, like,
It's like Legos.
I don't think it's that nice.
it's confusing.
It's a bit confusing if you don't know which is which, right? And I think EVOs had to go through that. They had 3 gold laners. They had to, well, just like this, they
Is
had
that
to
their
continually.
excuse every season?
Not every season.
I mean,
right?
like
Season 11,
3
they-
seasons in a row?
Season 11, they were doing. They made it to MSC, Eterna.
Season 11.
Season 10, 12.
Wait,
and
now
then
it's season 13, 12, 11. Did they not make it to playoffs?
No, it was 10. 10
Oh,
they
that
didn't
was
make it to playoffs.
10.
Yeah, 11 they made it to playoffs. They made it to
Oh.
MSC. They made it to grand finals. They reverse swept
Oh.
Alter Ego and Geek Fan, remember?
Honestly, yeah, I remember.
Yeah. I was about to say if you don't remember, you know,
remember.
maybe the bangs are in the way.
What's with the bangs?
I think that's the question to you.
Oh yeah.
Shots
bangs?
fired! Shots fired,
Guys,
It does
I
make you
need.
younger though.
I'm like too nice of a person to find like comebacks for Miracle. So
No, you're not.
Anyone
don't
else
pull that. Don't pull
can
that.
you please help me find comebacks to burn Miracle with? Like,
Ladies
that
and
would be
gentlemen,
lovely.
any person who has to say
I
I'm a
need
nice
some
person
tips.
is no nice person.
That is true.
Don't expose me like that.
Charles Dance.
Well, let's just expose both of these teams' damage dealt in total gold, though, because my goodness,
My
100,000 total gold for both the teams.
Oh boy, Sans and Fluffy. It's just the fact that the Evos had the X-Berg though was quite valuable. It allows them to really, again, add a layer of damage, get a bit more, utility, and the fact that like all these fighters, they have to jump at one person behind the guy that's the most front. One guy behind the front line, because the X-Borg can just stay there, and if they spend too much time hitting on the X-Borg, that sounds weird, trying to focus down the X-Borg, then Brands can just output that damage. But here, ladies and gentlemen, officially the new record for the longest game on MPLID Season 13. 37 minutes, almost on the dot, but they had to go one more second, Evos.
Just in case. Just in case someone goes 37 minutes too. They have 1 second on top of that game.
That's a plan B.
It does beat the match between a Bigatron as well as Onyx with 30 minutes.
So 2 Onyx matches are the longest matches. It's not what we're used to seeing, right, for Onyx?
You can argue, people can argue that Onyx aren't the same this season, which obviously it shows from statistic and data, but I would argue that Onyx are using this time to find more strategies. And yeah, and that's why they're kind of up and down.
Oh, wow!
He's streaming?
Welcome back to MPL Idea,
Wow.
legend in MPL and Mobile Legends Bang Bang. Just no limit.
The Limit Man.
No limit, Arashi.
Oh, the no limit
If he's
man.
limited, then limit man means he's limited.
So
you
just
know?
unlimited.
There you go. Right, Eterna?
Why are we
Yes.
renaming him live, bro? But yes, Eternal, on that point, finding new strategies, I think that's a luxury that being on top of the standings really allow you. And Onyx is known to do that. And with that game being so long and so grueling, right? There's just so many decisions, so many split-second moments. You have to wonder. Evos have won the battle, but will they win the war? Right? It's a best of 3, and reverse sweeps are very, very common in MPL Season 13 right now. So their battle is not over just yet.
So I'm wondering, do you think they might go for a similar strategy, Onyx, refine it here and there? Or do you think they're just gonna, let's just go back to default. Let's win this.
Interesting. I think the safe play is to go back to default, right? To what works. But to be fair, they used 5 bans towards utility jungle.
Yeah, they
right?
did.
You can kind of understand. They want to make sure that the Roger in the jungle doesn't really get bullied around by the beefier, tankier members, tankier heroes in the meta right now. But if they adjust just a bit, there's a possibility that they can try and maybe go for the same thing. At this point, we have to see if Coach Yeb thinks it's it's something that they want to do, because you never know what that guy's thinking about, man.
Yeah. I think if there was one person, right, Arashi, who looked a bit too chill, it was Coach Yeb during that game. I mean,
Yeah, I was about
the
to
camera
say.
pans to him every single time, and he's just leaning on that couch.
He's having a good
backstage.
time.
He's having a good time. Oh, again, this time they actually swapped a little bit. Onyx ban out the Mathilda and the Fredrin. So not the Baksha Barat's Fredrin start that we expect from Onyx.
Ooh. Ooh, a Fanny ban from Evos, as well as a Joy and an Ovaria. And a Tan ban does come through in for Onyx as well. Because Evos knows that they can't let the Fanny go, just in case Kyrie wants to pick it up. But they also can't utilize it, or they might risk, dying in the mid lane with an Angela. Nolan first pick though. Now this is something interesting, and a Roger comes through. And a Barrett, so
this is dangerous.
It's still Flex. Technically, could it be Flex Barrett?
It can be technically, but having a Roger gold lane against a Nolan, not the worst of ideas. But I believe Annabelle, when he first showed up in MPL Season 13, I believe he did just flex out on that Nolan, was able to do a lot of great plays. So we'll see now with the Harriet as well. It seems like Evos are the ones trying to go for something more aggressive. The foot is on the other shoe.
I think if we take a scroll back to the first week of MPLID, when Evo's Glory decided to leave two of these heroes to Alter Ego, the Nolan and the Harith, that was the game that went to Alter Ego's favor. They were able to dominate the first Evo's Glory lineup that we don't see here today. It's a mix. But they get the Nolan and the Harith. We've seen some teams, like Aura, utilize the Nolan as a bait. They will not ban it, just to bait it out, and this might be it. I've also spoken to Theo about this in the podcast that we were talking about.
Yeah. Talk about it.
He said that the reason he banned, or he didn't ban out the Nolan the Harith in week 1 against Alter Ego was because they already had counters to it. The Phoveus and the Odette. And now Odette has been picked up by Onyx.
Phoveus, huh? I mean, if they do go with a Phoveus, it's definitely a big problem for Evos. But I do feel like when it comes to control, Onyx they will have to try and spread out a bit more and make sure that they do due diligence in clearing out the bushes, because having a Harith and especially that Nolan, all these mages are kind of vulnerable. But I guess that's where the Odette comes into play. Having a built-in shield that scales with magical power as well, you're not as easily deleted as, let's say, as compared to a Vexana or maybe something like a Novaria.
But like, if that's the case, then obviously Evos can just ban the Phoveus away now. Because that was their idea for a counter, right?
Unless
it's
a mind game.
Unless Onyx are already happy with just the Odette, right? Do they want to go all the way with the Odette and the Phoveus? Or is one enough? The Masha, though, will be banned out here by Evo's Glory. Still a big problem for them, a big threat to them. The Masha, I think right now, I hate the Masha as much as they do, seriously.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm a mage player, and you already know, against a Masha,
gross.
All you do is just let go of your phone. You see the Masha pop up in the bush, you're like, okay. You hear the, the music, the death music just starts playing, and you just see black and white, like, bro.
But the funny thing is, Chip has been untouched in the
Loyi
series.
To live
Loyi,
is
Chip.
to trick the Reaper.
Is it not their flavor, not their style?
It may be for now, but in this kind of game, against an Odette, against a clumped up kind of composition, the Loyi has a lot more value, so that is something that Evos can maybe kind of consider, potentially.
Maybe, but here as well, I think it's very confusing for Evos right now because the Barats can be flexed, jungle XP, Roger can be flexed, jungle gold. What do you think would be safe here? Like in this situation against Evo's Glory, do they want to put the Roger in the gold lane? I think.
Your team is.
Well, that's the Ruby ban. They take away another flex pick that Onyx can utilize. I think this time the Roger should be going to gold, right? The Barat should be going to jungle. They want to try to nail down the Nolan because the Roger versus the Nolan, clear speed. Nolan's crazy with that clear speed, man.
Yeah, and we have to see what the mid lane is gonna be, what's gonna be put up against the Odette, because quick clear speed with the Nolan, if you combine that with a quick mid wave clear speed and early game power, that could be the key to just shutting down Onyx jungler. So we'll have to see. The fact that they brought out that fighter strategy in game 1, now it means that they gave they gave Evos one more thing to really consider, to start thinking about. And now we're seeing the Florian again. With the Barats, a healer and a Barats is usually very, very annoying.
But it's still flex, is it not?
What is? The Barats, Roger?
Both, no?
Yeah. Yeah, it is still flex. That's why.
Like, we still don't know. They just need to take a look at what Evos want to go for the next 2 picks, and then find the best lineup to match, to overcome the next 2 picks that Evos have in mind.
Yeah,
Kaja's pretty good, right?
The who?
Kaja. They want to pick off Onyx members.
Kaja. They want some frontline as well, because otherwise the Barats will just, stomp around. Oh, it's gonna be a Minotaur and an Angela. Oh man.
Oh, this is a
assassin with an Angela. That's also quite the fearsome opponent. Man, Onyx, what solution will they have? Paquito.
Wait, so what does that mean?
That means they want to have a way to actually split them up, right? Split push could be an option. for Onyx, with the Paquito having that lane pressure, that mobility as well, but the team fighting, what do you think, Arashi? Evos, Onyx, team fighting, neutral objectives?
Team fighting, you have to give it to Evos. There's just so much sustain right there. And even with a Necklace of Durance or a Sea Halberd, you're still gonna struggle to really shut people down, especially because your main DPS, once again, is gonna be... Oh, hang on, wait a minute.
Kyrie still Roger.
Oh, it's,
Albert.
it's Gold Lane Paquito.
Yeah, it's a gold lane Paquito.
I thought it would be a Barats in the... Yeah, okay.
Wow, so they did flex it out. It's a
turned out
fighter
you're
strategy
genius.
once again.
Got it again.
Again, right? Dude, it's uncanny, man. But here it is, ladies and gentlemen. Expect the unexpected, apparently, now when we see an Onyx lineup. Because here we go with a Paquito in the gold lane and Roger back in the jungle. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Land of Dawn for game number 2.
Now it's quite the big problem. In the previous game, eventually, Brent has enough damage and he shreds through multiple people at the same time. Now he won't have that liberty even if the game goes longer. He will have, kite ability, but in the proper fight, I think it's kind of evenly matched, and it's more on the side of Evos to really make a mistake.
Whoa, what? Way too aggressive by Clockhood. I think he thought he would be able to sustain a bit more. First blood this time to Onyx. Annabelle, though, with the red tree advantage, picks the Lethal Wanderer, takes it away from Kyrie.
Can't underestimate that Odette passive, man. The bounces, especially when there's only 2 of you in the lane like earlier, it's an insane amount of damage. Already a very quick first blood, but we'll see what Onyx can do with it. Again, the side lanes are going to be Fighters and Albert. We haven't seen an Albert Paquito in such a long time. It's a bit of a throwback once again.
Yeah.
It really is. And the thing is, in game number 2 here, it's sort of a different story, do you not think? With brands on a Harith instead of something like a Natan. Does it give Onyx a little bit more of an edge this time around? Not much of a small window like we saw in game number 1.
I think it's better chances in the late game, but a bit more difficult to try and maybe shut down in the early game, right? That's the whole trade-off. What I'm concerned about is Annabelle. On that Nolan, who is he supposed to target right here? I think the only realistic target is Keyboy, technically. And if you use all of your spells and all of your damage on the Roamer, that's still not the most ideal situation. 3 debut picks for Onyx once more.
Again, it's insane. They've been utilizing like the same heroes for the entire 4 weeks, and then suddenly, boom, we get debut picks all around in from the Porcupines. Well, the teams are now going to start collapsing, so it's already a different flavor of a Florin that we saw from Beloyski. Onyx want to go for the contest from the get-go on the first turtle of the game.
I don't think they're trying to contest, they're trying to go for a fight. If they get a turtle, it's almost a given, and Evos won't really be expecting anything else, but they want to try and get kills here, try and start snowballing.
Dreams jumps in with his Fury, flickers forward, finds 3 members. Fluffy gets the turtle. And now it's going to be Sans who pops in his Swan Song, but in the back it's going to be Keyboy who gets assassinated. Lethal Ignition ticking down, gets him down. Annabelle running away. Sans unable to find that last pickup, but Fluffy will fall as well to trade.
Fluffy for Keyboy. Up until this point, who is it worth it for?
I gotta say, it's a bit more worth it for Evos. With Onyx having so much more quote-unquote power in the side lanes, they should be the ones winning it out. Even trades favor the team with better late game.
Oh, Annabelle, look at Dreams, tanks up the turret for Annabelle to chase down, and they are able to force a flicker out from Sans.
We'll have to see. Evo is doing a great job of trying to just find ways to restall the game out once more. The fact that now they have 2 healers means that their damage dealers are gonna be a lot more secure in the late game. Won't be as susceptible to being dogpiled the same way that Bronze was, experiencing in game 1. So maybe now that, along with the fact that he's on a Harith, he's gonna be doing a bit of true damage. Maybe this is the anti-fighter strategy.
Could be. There isn't too much of a stark difference just yet, but what we do understand is Annabelle hasn't really been able to find the pickoffs or the assassinations in the first 4 minutes of the game. He was able to get 1, but other than that, nothing just yet. What's the plan for Evo's Glory with this lineup?
wanting to scale and try and abuse Annabelle's clear speed. Like Mirko mentioned, it's just really, really fast. And for now, with having strong frontliners and ways to really get safety for their own members, Evos can be a lot more aggressive right here, and Annabelle can be a lot more bold moving in to try and steal resources away from Onyx. And not to mention the side lanes right here really isn't winning out as much as I think Onyx would like. We saw earlier the head-to-head between Ludpi and Fluffy, and Fluffy is just a lot more experienced in this aggressive playstyle to try and dominate in the laning phase.
I mean, technically, is there not more data on Fluffy as compared to Ludpi?
I think there is, based on his time in Aura, based on his time in Evos as well. There's more data on him, but he's drastically changed his style. Ooh, Ludpi, that's his welcome, spits him out onto Dreams. Two-man stun, Minus Fury, flicker forward. Oh, Onyx are able to space out of that one. Kyrie jumps in with a Lycan, pounds and now his Swan Song. They catch the Brands too. The Ludpi falls as well to Annabelle. Kyrie in the midst of it all jumps in again. Doesn't have the Lycan form and falls to Clockun.
That's a 2-4-1 trade, ladies and gentlemen, for the White Tiger in the 5th minute of the game. And they should have the luxury of being able to take this turtle without any contest whatsoever from Onyx. And that's another advantage given to Evo's Glory.
Man, this early game just isn't going in favor of Onyx. I mean, even Albert on the Paquito, last time we saw a golden Paquito going up against a marksman. Oh, wow!
That is tough.
They usually delete marksmen. They don't get deleted. And just like that, a turret in the hands of Evos.
That is tough. I mean, Albert back in the day on the Paquito, he was a monster. I mean, granted, last time he was a jungle, but you know, you'd think these kinds of things still stay true, but the fact that he got deleted there, what in the world?
I love this build from Annabelle. This guy is really, he's actually really intelligent. Goes for the Hunter Strike instead of the Heptaseas and right onto the Sea Halberd. He's gonna shred these frontliners too.
Yeah, the extra max HP damage from the Sea Halberd will definitely help out, especially against something like a Baratz. And negating the healing for the Florin is great, but also the shielding coming in from the Paquito and the Odette, that is definitely a huge value pickup for the side of Evos. With the Flash of the Oasis completed though, I felt like Onyx was planning on going for more dives and such, but now they've lost 2 of their outer turrets on the top and bottom lane. So now Evos are the ones just controlling. The fact that they have a Minotaur, I think that really just ruined any kind of dive plan that Onyx was kind of cooking up.
Yeah, it seems very difficult for them. They're banking on that fact, and now they don't have as much space as they do already. I mean, technically, what can they be waiting for? A mid-power spike, right? I mean, that's the beauty of fighters.
Mid-power spike, and the fact that in the mid lane they have an actual carry that does damage instead of an Angela. That's the only real thing they have, so they need to make sure that Annabelle or Brands don't start snowballing. Because later on, even though there's going to be AoE damage, if Evos have enough resources to keep Annabelle or Brands alive to just slowly but surely just chunk everyone down and take them out, then that advantage gets negated.
Getting a bit of healing. Getting to the Frog Armor, but Fluffy pops the last Insanity first. Keyboy still holding onto the Bloom. And it's all just a zone. Annabelle picks up the Lord, and he is 2 levels up on Kyrie right now.
That's a 1v1.
Oh, Annabelle wants to go for the burst, jumps onto Albert. Misses the fracture, but now just basic attacking Albert to death. Has the Bloom, luckily, from Keyboy. A cross-map heal, that global heal, coming in handy to save Albert. Dreams. Venus Fury and the Flicker on the stance. Now on the knock-up is Brands. Jumps over to Zaman Force. Keyboy is down. Clockun picks up the kill, and Brands is just wreaking havoc, dodging away and getting a few more shots to zone Onyx away from this turret, looking for it now. Ludpi. No death, welcome. Fracture missed again. Annabelle looking for the turret. Brands is hitting on it now. Albert jumps in, but will lose his life again. It's Clockun who's on a killing spree, and Brands takes the mid lane tier 1 down.
So unfortunate for Onyx, but so well played by Evos. Earlier on in that team fight, that was a 1v1 situation between Clockun and Albert. That's an Angela and a Paquito, and with a follow-up coming through from Evo's Glory, they were able to turn that entire thing around. What Albert thought would be a little bit of an advantage for them ended in really just them at a disadvantage. This is a almost 5k gold lead for Evo's Glory in the 9th minute of the game.
you're seeing just small miscalculations, small mistakes from Onyx. I think a lot of people are going to be starting to question, like, is this a mental thing? Are they just lost right now, confused on how to deal with Evos? Albert tried to weave in and out, but he gets stopped by Dreams. So Evos are the ones that have, I guess, the mental luxury to be looking and setting up towards the future. You know, they're planning out ahead how they want to play these fights out.
Even if we take a look at the player's goal,
Annabelle,
right?
Annabelle with the burst down. Albert has been taken down again. It's another solo.
2 times.
Wow, the Nolan pick. I mean, Annabelle, relatively new name in the MPL, but he's been able to make this Nolan such a fearsome pick. We were wishing for Assassins to show up again. I don't think this is how we were expecting it to go, though.
Definitely not, and it's really truly him also and his redemption arc from the last time he was able to pick up an Assassin here. 4-0-2 so far. Definitely what you would call quote-unquote snowballing at this point. And he's, what, a level ahead of Kyrie at this point?
Yeah, a whole level ahead on this Nolan. And 4 levels ahead of Albert. So yeah, Albert's not... Brands is 2 levels ahead of Albert too. Brands, the gold lane.
Albert just not having a good time at all. He was, every single time, he's trying to really flex that aggressive style, you know, that kind of sets him apart from CW, but it's really not working out. Evo's kept countering it, and it seems like he's the one that's kind of baited, manipulated by Brands. And now with him winning in the lane, it's a complete different situation compared to the previous game. He's not waiting for that late game. He is just out for blood here along with Annabelle.
And this time Kyrie is a bit more sustainable. Annabelle still gets it though. He used his retribution, that is information for Onyx, but can they even capitalize on that?
I don't think so. Annabelle certainly doesn't think so either. Moving all the way to the bottom side right here, not even concerned that Onyx can go for the contest. If they go for the Lord here, Evos will just immediately just jump on the members and go for a fight instead.
So what should they do at this point, right? Because the point of the Paquito is you can go for that far lane push in these neutral objectives. But if he gets caught in a 1v1 with Annabelle, he gets deleted, he gets obliterated. So that far lane prowess that he's supposed to have is currently negated with how far behind he is right now. And you can see him being unable to do that. What do Onyx work with here?
In a way, a blessing in disguise is the fact that, well, again, Brands is on a Harriet and not a Natan, so he'll still have a very healthy amount of damage and sustainability in the late game, but it's more limited. So we'll see.
Oh my god.
If Onyx can just stall towards the late game, they have a better chance at going for an ultra late game approach again. It's not ideal, but I feel like at this point, it's all they got.
Would this work? Sans and Albert 2v1ing Annabelle, would that work?
It better work, right? Because if he still somehow gets a 1-for-1 and it'll be beneficial for Evo because they are certainly winning up top. Lutpi is so low. Keyboard can help him sustain back up, but look at Fluffy! Trading them down now, brought back to the team. Has the last insanity. Nope. Frog armor down already. Detton is welcome. Onto Fluffy. Fluffy loses his life. The Swan Song popped in. Kyrie in the midst of it all. Dream jumps into the back line as well, knocking him up. Albert now with a knockout strike on the Brands, but he has them on force. And the hard guard too. Kyrie shutting them down as Annabelle deals with Sans. Kyrie can't even go for it. The healing from the hard guard is doing too much. 2-for-1.
And Sans was going for the big play right there, but he gets his ultimate cancelled out. He went for the flicker for, I guess, a more surprising way to really output some more damage. But man, the lack of a Purify just means that there's just so many ways that Evos can deal with the Swan Song. And Dream's been saving a lot of his crowd control for specific moments just like that. That's what I meant. Evos are pre-planning their skill usage, and Onyx just seems to be the one scrambling to try and find something. Which is like the opposite of what we were expecting.
Yeah, that's why in those team fights, that was brutal for Sans. He thought that perhaps it was already popped in, but it wasn't, and it got cancelled. A 6-7K gold lead right now for the White Tigers. Don't forget that Just No Limit is streaming. You guys can catch that for the remaining minutes that this may end up. Not really sure if Onyx can go in for the clear this time around. I mean, they do still have Odette technically. But other than that, no high ground. I guess other than maybe Kyrie on the Roger.
I think Sun is the only real quote-unquote high ground that they have here.
Not really, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
He can get the ultimate stop. Oh, engage.
The charge, a 3-man Venus Fury. Ludwig dodges away from it just because that's his welcome. Keyboy gets melted down, gets bursted down. Fluffy still chunking them. No, Ludwig's low, and that is again another base turn up top. Evos are looking for a swan song, already cancelled out by the knockup from Dreams. Now another Annabelle on the back, now chased out by Kyrie, but the base is open. Brands with his on force goes straight forward, goes for the kill instead.
Oh,
Kyrie desperately trying to save the game, but the Sky Kings get clean swept by Evo's Glory.
I started the day with saying anything can happen. Are we on the brink of change? And this is the closing ending result that we are given today. This is only day 1 of week number 5, ladies and gentlemen. Evos number 9 on the standings, 2-0ing our defending champions, the Sky Kings. Kyrie and the team, number 2 right now.
It doesn't matter.
Come on.
Evo says we don't care about standings. We are higher on top in the food chain, and we're here to stay. And if you count us out, you will pay. Evo's with a clean sweep.
A clean sweep.
Who would have thought? What in the world is going on? The caster curse strikes again?
Every time Onyx plays, be careful of your guess coins. I mean, it's true for this season. I do still believe that Coach Yeb and Coach Adi are cooking something. They haven't found the right success just yet. But despite that, Evo's Glory made a great performance today, and it's huge props. I mean, what else can you say?
We ended the first half of MPL Indo Season 13 with the 2 blue teams at the bottom. We're starting it with the 2 blue teams getting a win.
Cheers to change.
Rebellion 2-1, Evos 2-0.
And with that, let's take to their interview. Bude Clara Mongstar, Paso.
Evos di minggu kelima meraung dengan sangat hebatnya. Inilah dia dengan kemenangan yang mungkin semua orang buset 2-0. Udah aja kaget, pada kaget semua kan? Pada angguk-angguk. Ini Evos. Permisi, halo Brans.
This is Evos kalau kata Regi mah.
This is Evos. Serem ya? Kok serem kali? Kalian habis ngapain 2 minggu break ini?
Apa?
Habis ngapain 2 minggu break ini?
Makan lontong doang sih sebenarnya Bude. Lebaran soalnya kan, makan lontong doang.
Oh jadi kenyang perut langsung juga jadi galak?
Nah.
Oke, ini menarik ya. Apa yang kalian bawa di minggu kelima ini sih? Flavi, ini minggu kelima ini apa yang kalian bawa? Ngelawan Raja Langit? Raja Hutan bisa juga loh.
Sponsor baru sih, kita bawa sponsor baru.
Naik gaji. Oh gitu ya?
Ya.
Oh semangat baru.
Baru
Semangat.
naik gaji kan soalnya.
Oke, nah ini menarik ya, dari tim Evo sendiri, kalian tuh berada di buncit bawah, lawannya adalah Onyx. Gimana kalian ngebaca untuk kali ini nih, untuk match pembukaan di minggu yang kelima. Lawannya Onyx loh, di atas kalian kan lagi agak dibontot nih ya. Nggak ada panik-paniknya, nggak ada.
Brans mau jawab? Brans?
Oh iya Brans, boleh Brans. Gimana Brans?
Kalau kita mandang Onyx tetap kayak semua tim sama sih. Terus juga kalau dari persiapan pasti dari coaching staff segalanya pasti disiapin semua, terus disampaikan ke player, dari draft, strategi, semua pasti udah dipersiapin lah.
Ngomong-ngomong tentang draft, tadi kita ngelihat dari Onyx, apakah sesuai dengan Onyx yang kalian tahu?
Menurutku mereka mungkin masih untuk coba meta juga ya. Dia main dual fighter di gold lane, terus main support, Roger jungle. Jadi mungkin mereka belum maksimal lah secara untuk nyoba strategi baru ini.
Oh, dan kalian merasa kalian bisa ngebaca ya 2 kali ngelihat Albert main fighter.
Ya.
Apa tanggapanmu tadi?
Ya itu mungkin mereka masih kurang maksimal lah untuk apalagi untuk late game-nya kayak tadi kan yang clear lane nggak ada selain Valentina, jadi mungkin ribet di situ juga lah.
Dan kamu pakai Harit di game yang kedua. Kok skinnya polosan? Mana skin M1 kalian? Kenapa nggak dipakai itu?
Gak apa-apa, pengen aja Bude.
Pengen humble aja ya? Biar nggak ke bawah yang dulu?
Enggak juga.
Enggak juga?
Enggak juga. Di main biasa juga pakai skin itu terus soalnya.
Oh, warna yang berbeda aja. Pada nunggu-nungguin pasti kan skinnya EVOS 1 dari Harit. Dan ngelihat dari permainan tim EVOS sendiri. Nextnya mungkin banyak juga yang mempertanyakan, waduh EVOS bisa nggak nih ke playoff? Waduh minggu 5 makin berat karena lawan kalian adalah top 2. Hari ini Onyx nextnya akan melawan Bigetron, mantan tim Brans dan juga mantan timnya Dreams. Dreams lawan Bigetron untuk nextnya. Bagaimana kamu melihat pertarungan next melawan mantanmu?
Lawan mantan ya? Buat luck Evan aja dah, gak usah repot-repot.
Simple aja ya. Minggu ini percayaan diri EVOS kayaknya berbeda ya?
Ya,
Gimana bedanya tuh sama mungkin minggu lalu? Apa sih yang di minggu keempat nggak ada terus di minggu sekarang tuh ada gitu?
nah, gara-gara ada liburan kali ya?
Refreshing.
Ya,
Refreshing, nge-refresh, makin bonding kah, makin apakah?
enggak juga sih, kayak biasa aja udah ngelakuin yang kayak hal kayak main bareng, mau ngapain, mau makan bareng, udah sih udah.
Terus-terusan aja bareng ya. Dan NFL kamu melawan Kairi di hari ini. Bagaimana pertarunganmu hari ini? Puas nggak sih?
Puas gak puas?
Puasnya kenapa nggak puasnya kenapa tuh?
Game 1 saya banyak blunder soalnya.
Blunder?
Banyak blunder.
Blunder? Banyak blunder? Lalu?
Ya udah kurang puas karena sering blunder aja.
Karena keblunderan sendiri. Puasnya?
Puasnya menang 2-0.
Menang 2-0, fakta ya, fakta itu. Dan memang ngelihat ini kalau nextnya sendiri dari Cloud9, mungkin dari NFL banyak banget nih yang kayak aduh ini EVOS gimana nih, EVOS gimana? Apa tanggapan kalian tentang orang-orang yang meragukan kalian nih? Meragukan Cloud9 dan juga EVOS.
Apa Bude?
Pada teriak-teriak di sini lucu banget. Dan gimana kalian menanggapi orang-orang atau netizen atau siapapun itu yang meragukan EVOS?
Bukan EVOS.
Iya, meragukan gitu kayak emang bisa.
Udah biarin aja,
Diledek-ledekin nggak apa-apa?
gak apa-apa. Kita buktiin aja.
Dibuktikan saja. Mic-nya langsung dilempar loh. Ini nggak alergi pada mic semua kah Brans? Kenapa ini?
Ya masih pada grogi lah di depan kamera atau mungkin ngomong di depan orang banyak.
Jangan grogi ya, kalau menang terus kita bakal ngobrol terus loh. Kepengen menang terus gak sih kalian?
Pengen.
Pengen. Untuk nextnya biar bisa menang tentu saja semuanya juga menantikan dari EVOS. Ada yang mau disampaikan untuk pembukaan di minggu ini dan penutupan hari ini?
Ya terima kasih buat EVOS fans yang udah datang dukung, terus yang dukung online juga. Terima kasih udah selalu support di saat kita di atas maupun di bawah. Untuk kedepannya semoga kita bisa kasih yang terbaik.
Kasih yang terbaik dan katanya apa? This is EVOS. Dan inilah dia EVOS dengan kemenangan 2-0. Papan bawah bukan berarti tidak bisa mengalahkan papan atas. Jadi caster, what happened in the game? Let's go.
Guys, hear me
I
out.
was expecting the hand.
I've been preparing this for so long, but they never won, so I couldn't say it. But I want to say one team, one voice, one family. Evil's glory, that's our tagline.
Why did you like fade away during the end of the? Yet
Because I
out.
got shy.
Why? Evo's roar. Isn't it Evo's roar?
That's their tagline, Evil's Glory.
Oh.
Blah, 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 blah. One team, one voice, one family, Evil's Glory.
I mean,
Fun fact.
Where's
played.
Evo's mom? That's what I want to know.
unfortunately, she's not here.
Yeah, if she's here, this is such a moment.
This is a moment,
That's
right?
true.
One of the moments of all time.
For sure. I mean, beating Onyx, still considered by many the top team, despite them being second place in the standings. We've still, given them a lot of benefit of the doubt. Maybe they're still experimenting, but it doesn't matter. You can't take anything away from Evos' victory tonight, man. That was phenomenal stuff from Evos. I think completely outclassing Onyx in Game 2.
And we do want to crown our player of the match. And it's gonna be King Brands, our MVP, presented to you by the official tournament smartphone Samsung Galaxy. On the Harith, on the Natan, he's always been able to pull through 2 games in a row, despite him having the red bullseye target on his back. 208 KDA in this particular game, and on the Harith, he seemed untouchable.
The grizzled veteran, just weathering the storm again and again. You can tell the experience definitely pays, man. There's a lot of, obviously, when you're up against Evos, there's going to be a lot of aggression towards the gold lane, but like you mentioned, it doesn't even matter that he has a target. He's, at this point, used to it. Whenever he's whenever we've seen him in MPLID, a lot of teams really play him that way, right? Like, protect Mr. President and like he'll carry the game. I mean, I've gotten used to seeing that for a long time now. Like on this Harriet today, I mean, he was just finding the right time to go in, and of course, his whole team as a whole. I think Evos have just improved so much in the span of the last 2 weeks. Everything just seems to be a lot more calculated, and even in the drafts, everything seems to be a lot more concise. Here's a player of the match highlights though by our official gold partner Ube as Gold, and early on, there was Sans with the kill, but afterwards, in these fights, the fact that they have a lot more AoE and the crowd control, the fact that Sans just isn't allowed to really output his damage, here he gets the full channel off, and that's why the fight was a bit closer, and Kyrie a bit, overextended quite a bit, but afterwards, moments like this where they're able to just, trap the members of Onyx, that's so uncharacteristic from Onyx, and, great credit to Evos.
Dreams too, man. You gotta give him credit here with the Minotaur every single time. He gets 3-man, 4-man every time. Well, Onyx wants to clump up, but still good capitalization. Even here, right? I believe he gets 3 or even 4. Actually, yeah, he gets 3. Luke P just has that to his welcome.
It just saves the Minion Fury, and even if he does go for the Minion Fury Flicker engage, he always makes sure that there's something left in the chamber, just in case Sans tries and make the crazy plays. And as you can see, every single time is just completely denied, and that's because the rest of the team, there's just no real need for them to expend that knockup for Dream. So shows again that in the drafting phase, there's a clear, definite plan. And again, it's a definite showing, especially against Onyx, that usually somehow finds a way to equalize, finds a way to go for a winning fight in the late game. The fact that they're able to just slowly but surely deny so many things, I think, again, it's a great showing. If you look at the information here, 15-minute game, 8 turrets, only 1 taken by Onyx. It's definitely a foreign sight, especially in the past few seasons.
No neutral objective secured.
Yeah.
Zero.
Zero.
It's
0. They gave away Nolan the Harith, and they paid a very expensive price for it. The Nolan and the Harith and the Angela and the Minotaur. It's like, I mean, obviously Onyx are trying their own thing, but Evil's Glory got what the meta is.
So it's new against the old, and honestly for Onyx, it seems like it's a tad bit over-engineered. I do wonder if initially, right, it was like a flex thing and they're trying to just catch Evos completely off guard. We did mention that there's a chance that they were going to adjust the bans a bit and then go for a bit of a similar strategy. I guess that's what they went with.
Right?
Exactly, but it just wasn't good enough. And even, individually in the matchups, wasn't exactly as value, right? And even in the whole team fight composition, they don't really win as 5 either. So there wasn't really a lot of moments in this game where Onyx can say like, okay, we have to go for moments like this where we can come out on top.
It really puts Onyx in the spotlight right now.
It does.
Right? Because even before the entire season even begun, people were saying, you know, if Onyx still stay the same, if Onyx stays stagnant, there is going to be a big chance that other teams might catch up to them. And maybe this is their way of trying to do something different, trying to go beyond, trying to think out of the box. So far, it hasn't worked out, but it also doesn't say that maybe in the future they'll find a formula that works finally, and they'll be the ones ahead again.
Right. I mean, it's a common saying that good things do take time, and if Onyx are trying to, you know, experiment, right, and find something new, it's almost like it's a responsibility of the ones on top. Because if you're in the bottom, you're busy just trying to catch up and keep up with the rest. But now that you're ahead of the pack, it's almost like it's a privilege granted to the ones who are ahead in the standing.
Let's take a look at Evo's Glory's comms. I'm actually quite concerned, and no, not concerned. Curious, that's the word. To Mr. Brands. Let's see the golden moments by UBS Gold.
Belum dapat momennya.
Udah cepetin nih. Sabar, agak mundur.
Crash. Itu mau digas tuh. Aman, gua ada. Ghost kan. Aman boy.
Getting boy. Oh, ulti Teris, nice.
Tuh.
Flicker Teris.
Aman. Menang fight nih.
Mati Teris. Sabar, paling dulu. Aja. Gue depanin. Yo, Roger di atas tuh, boy.
Ya, sabar gue saudara.
Sabar, bawahnya sekalian gue naikin biar dia makin buyang.
Bisa. Ini Roger.
Lihat Roger, sikat orang dulu ya.
Ya.
Arot dari sini.
Tarik dia ke sini, scroll aja.
Nih. Kalau ada scan aja, Kun.
Ayo, Roger.
Sikat orang, boy.
Tuh Roger tuh sekarat banget Roger. Mati Roger.
Orang. Bisa.
Orang aja. Kejar guys.
Dahin aja, boy.
Nice boy. Kalem aja. Jangan lab. Kalem aja. Alhamdulillah ya Allah. Alhamdulillah, Cok. Sorry guys. Aman. Santai, reset.
Very calm. It's very calculated.
They're locked in.
So Dreams is primary shot caller.
I think so.
From that?
Yeah, I mean,
and then I think maybe like if Brands has something else in mind, he'll say it, and then they'll be like, okay, let's Brands, but like he's still like Dreams still holds that role. Quite interesting.
I think it'll be very tough if the gold lane is the one that makes the calls, right? Because he has to be focusing on the mechanics, and we certainly did see that from Brands. We have a fun fact though.
Interesting.
Very interesting.
The Tigers start to get out from the emergency room. The last time Evos won against Onyx was during MPLID Season 10 Leg 1. Exactly 602 days ago. That's
almost a full year.
Yeah.
Almost 2 years.
Oh yeah, almost 2 years.
Wait, is it?
How many days is a year, Rashi?
360?
Exactly. It's almost 2 years.
Oh, 600.
Yeah.
My bad, I brain farted there.
It's okay, Rashi. After that kind of chaotic game, everybody's kind of speechless.
That was such an Eterna moment.
Yeah. But it happened to Rashi.
I was so surprised.
Are you Eterna, Rashi?
Am I rubbing off on you?
I learned from the best.
Okay. Talking about learning from the best.
Are we concerned or curious to see this?
Concerned. No, curious. For me,
curious.
For Arashi, concerned. We are going to take a look at the standings real soon.
Oh,
and
yeah.
remember, it was 7, 8, 9, RRQ, Rebellion, and then Evos. We'll see if anything changes, or is RRQ still okay? So that's the answer. So because still 3-4, RRQ still at number 7, but this does pull Evo's Glory on top of Rebellion because of Alphabet?
Yeah, I guess.
Right?
Yeah. Alphabetical order.
Yeah.
Alphabetical order.
The alphabet gap. Now the
Alphabet
royal besties are
it's also a
once
matchup.
again.
The head-to-head. Evos
you're right.
has a win over Rebellion, so I think it's head-to-head before. That's the last thing, right?
Yeah.
Ooh, and just like that, we were talking about this earlier, by the way. It's so close that you can't, of course you're ahead and you have the privilege of experimenting, but one loss.
Welcome to the top.
Everything can shift. Just like that, Onyx is number 4.
And Aura are number 2. Alter Ego make their way in the top 3.
Eterna is grinning ear to ear, man.
I'm a
grinning
professional
too.
caster.
I'm grinning too.
You've been grinning.
I've been smirking, smirko.
I mean, technically you would earn the... Okay, not you, sorry. What was that? That's not professional. technically Bigatron Alpha would be the half-season champion.
Yeah. I think they've technically, with the Week 4 results, they've already taken the title of half-season champion. That's why,
it's so far,
for the first time in 3 seasons, we're seeing a new half-season champ. It's been Onic,
Evos.
yeah, it's Evos in Season 10. Season 11 and 12, it's Onic. And then now it's Bigatron Alpha. Let's hope Bigatron Alpha don't, pull off the Season 10 Evos. Let's hopefully they pull off more of a Season 11, 12 Onic,
Yeah, I think the bigger troopers will definitely feel like that's the way to go.
I think so. That's pretty spot on. I didn't know how you know that.
No, I'm friends with a pretty bigger trooper, but tomorrow's schedule though. Whoa, the spice.
Wow, that's fighting for a second on the standings.
And
Or an
fighting
alter
for
ego.
their spot still in #1 if they want to stay up, and Evo's fighting to get out of the red zone.
I mean, they're going closer. And if RQ lose
they're gonna
against
be ninth.
Dewa, yeah.
Well, no.
All our
Maybe
teams
The
are
rate
playing
of
tomorrow.
rebellion is still worse.
Guys, all our teams are playing tomorrow, but not against each other. Hey,
That's true. That's true.
Gang, gang.
Me and our scriptwriter, Mr. Dika, though.
What's up with Mr. Dika?
BTR vs. Evos. Last match tomorrow.
Ooh, spicy. I mean, earlier on, he came all the way here
Yeah,
from
he's
the
like, thanks for
back.
the mere bless, nerd.
They just stood there menacingly, like.
I thought he was like feeding us information of
No, I was
something
like-
that we needed to
just
talk
stood
about
there.
during
He
broadcast.
just walked up and said, thanks for the mere bless.
and then he
walked away.
left.
He walked away.
Enough said, bro.
I mean, coincidentally, I got the scores and the matches right. I don't know anymore, man. 2-1, 2-0. What the heck? That was unintentional.
6 cents.
6 cents. Yeah, we can always just claim it, That's the easy
Amazing.
way.
So proud.
Thank you, man. No coincidence whatsoever. No luck whatsoever. I am just that good.
You are. I have a present for you.
Oh.
Are you ready for your present? Because
Yes.
you got all your predictions right. Here's your present.
Is this the prize?
Yes.
I was the only one who predicted Evos.
Yeah, exactly.
Why do I get a pink one? Is Evos not blue?
What's wrong with that?
What's wrong with pink?
The blue teams won today, man.
Oh.
Hello.
Yeah, you just take what you can get,
It is what it is, bro. Come on, be grateful
Okay,
for once.
Let's see.
Kids these days, man.
All right.
All right, Grandpa, calm down. We got it, okay? Look, these are the glasses.
Those are pretty fly, actually.
That's really cute.
It kind of
Wait,
works.
can I see it on screen? Oh. Yeah, it's kind of cute. What do you guys think?
You guys should think that it's amazing too, because you guys probably want to get it. MVP collection. Go ahead and check it out. Available at www.saturdays.com and all Saturdays stores. For more info, follow at saturdays.lifestyle or actually on Instagram and TikTok.
And remember, for those of you who have a phone, you guys can scan the QR code.
I have a phone.
Exactly.
Where's the QR code?
There you go. It's
this
right
one.
below
Right
Arashi. Because for those of you who are studying right now, you guys can actually
Okay, got it.
register. Sorry, I'm trying to translate it. Register now for
How
the
do I be a
MDL
caster?
CSR program 2024 because you guys can get mentored.
Which one?
This one.
Ah, okay.
There you go. And it's just super cool.
Whoa. I can intern?
Yep, there's internships available with partners of the MLBB Esports Indonesia.
Oh my god.
And all you guys need to do is scan the QR code because
Turn the
remember,
software
Muntan cares.
Yeah, it's not just for players. It's for anyone who wants to be involved in the industry. Because I think it's a lot bigger than some people can imagine. A lot of people come together to make MPL happen, guys. We're very grateful to everyone that made this possible.
Yes, we love you. We support you. You special. You important.
We appreciate you.
They're really special. And you know what? You guys will get a special treat too. Ooh. Moonton cares. You mentioned that, right? You know how Moonton has been caring?
How?
Well, they and Hope Cup together will be organizing a fundraising event. Remember earlier we got a 100K goal for both these teams? Okay, so here, listen. There's an event for the Garuda-ku Academy.
Okay.
The funds will be calculated based on the in-game goal. 100K for both achievement during all matches, week 4 to 6. I'm glad that happened earlier for the regular season MPL Indonesia Season 13, and the goal earned by MPL professional teams will be accumulated and then multiplied by 30 for the
30.
donation amount. So let's witness Moonson Cares and Hope Cup's contribution to the development of the Esports Academy in Indonesia. Just in that one game alone, we saw, I think, 210,000 total gold earned by both Onyx and Evos.
Wait,
Multiplied by 30 as well. I mean, there's going to be more
210,000?
calculations on top of
Times
that.
30.
Is 6.3?
6.3 million idea.
And that's just one game.
It was one game. And it's all games, all matches from week 4 to 6.
So that's why they
what do you-
cared, bro.
Yeah.
They knew.
They're also trying to win, though.
Yeah.
That's true. That's
Yeah.
true.
But like they could have won like
That's
in
why.
10 minutes.
Shame on them. I said it. They should have added another 20 minutes.
Now I
Yeah, you know,
understand.
to get the record, to also hashtag MoontonCare more.
Okay, I understand
Yeah.
now. I understand why you said that. Wow.
You didn't understand earlier?
I'm hashtag respect now.
Respect.
For
Respect.
Onyx and
How do you spell it,
Evos.
Arashi? Respect?
RESTECP. Respect. If you know, you know. Respect.
I don't think it spells respect.
I think it does.
If you believe it does, it will.
Listen, Eterna, you need to conceive, then believe, and then you shall achieve.
Exactly.
Don't be an average bloke, man.
But I can't perceive.
Be a samurai.
Oh, okay. okay.
That's
It
about
looks like-
the exact reaction we would expect.
I don't know what to do. But I know what this is now.
Oh,
What is this?
What is it?
Wait,
This
I'm
is-
getting confused.
This is the end of the day.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
That I know too.
Already?
Already.
Oh.
Don't we have, like-
Unfortunately, on Fridays it's only 2 matches because we're used to like 3 matches.
We need like 9 more teams, MPL. Come on, we need to have 1 billion matches every day. Come on, man.
Yes, I'm also waiting for the day, but I have to say today has been very eventful. I personally really enjoyed casting both of today's matches. It was very far from boring. What did you feel?
Yeah, very far.
Very far? Okay, what did you feel?
It's
I
exciting.
feel, bro. I'm very feel.
Okay.
The opposite.
Very feel. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in to the English broadcast
Thank you.
here for MPL ID Season 13, week number 5, day number 1. We still have 2 more days ahead of us to close out week number 5. So don't go anywhere. We're going to be on tomorrow. Me, Eterna, we want to say thank you. On behalf of... Who are you today? You can choose your identity.
LaFell.
Okay, what about you?
Coach Eb.
Okay. On behalf of Eterna, LaFell, and Coach Yeb, we will see you tomorrow. Thank you so much. MPL ID Season 13. We own this.
Mobile Legend, para super fans dimanapun kalian